Rick, let's start with you. You want Donald Trump to run for president again in 2024. That's drawn some controversy from critics on the left who say you're underestimating Trump's strength. You said that you want Trump to clear the field of Republican rivals, and you go on to say that we believe if we narrow the field and it's only Trump in 2024, it's an easy choice for Americans to say no. Are you underestimating Trump's appeal to voters?
Well, first off, that quote that's being taken was a string of additional statements in a long Twitter thread. It's not that I want Trump to run in 2024. It's that I have a clear-eyed view of the fact that he owns the Republican Party from top to bottom. There is no other person in that primary field who will take that seat if Donald Trump is still alive, not in prison, and ambulatory in any way whatsoever. He is going to be the nominee, so I am preparing for that. Now, I do think that Donald Trump can play a useful role in winnowing out a bunch of these people who are the wannabes who follow on Trump with all the nationalism, the statism, the authoritarianism, and the dangers to this country that this sort of new national conservatism poses. And I think that Donald Trump in particular will always turn on the people that supported him and that are imitating him. Ron DeSantis is a good example. Josh Hawley, Tom Cotton, Marco Rubio, Ted Cruz, all of them want to be president. All of them will be devoured by this man. Not one of them will survive a primary against him. So it's not that I want him to run. I want Donald Trump to disappear. I want Donald Trump to rot in a prison cell for the rest of his life. But he's not going to, unless there's some externality that we can't predict. So my statement was about the reality and getting ready for the reality of that. In the meantime, do you want to leverage Donald Trump's mania? Do you want to leverage his venom against any rival? Do you want to leverage that to break this hyper-nationalist, hyper-populist movement that we think is behind things like the January 6th attacks and is behind things like this rising tolerance inside of the MAGA world for political violence? Yes, you want to leverage that. You want to push back against that. You want to discredit those people in the future. Look, I'm not a Republican anymore, but I am still a conservative. I'm a center-right guy. I believe that he poses an enormous threat to our democracy. I also believe that we as a country understand Donald Trump now a lot better. There may be 70 million Americans that voted for him, but there were 83 million that didn't. There may be a lot of people who underestimated him in 2015 and 16. I was not one of them. If he runs again, it's going to be tough. It's going to be a hard race. But I want the maximum amount of chaos on the Republican side of the equation if he runs again and when he runs again.
All right. Well, Travis, as a Republican on the set, do you think that it would cause chaos within the Republican Party if Trump ran again, or do you think that people would fall in line behind the former president?
As he said, it's probably an expectation that Trump would run. I just don't get if Rick and all of his Lincoln Project guys are so conservative. Why are you hoping for this discord? Why are you hoping for this meltdown? I don't know. I'm glad to hear that he's registered. I'm glad to hear that you're registered a Democrat now, because I was going to offer to send you a voter registration card, because we don't need Republicans like that. Look, I'm not a cult of personality guy. I don't agree with Trump on all of his stances, and I certainly don't agree with the way he delivers his message all the time. As someone who works in politics, works in public relations, I think that obviously he had some deficits there, and that's why we lost the middle and lost the election. Thankfully, Biden's running this economy into the ditch, so we probably will get it back, and we'll get back the House as well.
Rick, let's go back to you for the last word on this one.
Look, first off, I'm a registered independent at this time. I am not a Democrat, okay? Second off, I don't think that Donald Trump's version of nationalism and populism represents any conservative value at all. They talk about using the power of the state to punish their business of people who oppose them financially. They talk about using executive power in a way that is broader than anybody in history. And most importantly, Donald Trump's outright contempt for the constitutional process of our elections has been a thing that you cannot interpret as a conservative value or principle.
Donald Trump made you famous. You should send him a Christmas card.
All right.
So you know what? I didn't care about being famous at all. I didn't give a damn about being famous. I was a perfectly happy guy well before Trump.